What's up, you fucking soy sipping slags? The boys are back. We've had a little bit of a hiatus. It's been a short time for you guys, but a long time for us. Been trying to sort out our branding, and I can gladly say that we are finally named Goldilocks and the Four Cocks. I am one of the cocks. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Woo! I am one of the cocks. I will now introduce you to the other three. So we have young Westwick.
G'day, boys.
We have young Brandon.
And girls.
G'day. G'day.
Sorry about that.
Fuck.
I've already fucked the intro.
How?
We have Cheesy Finn. Cheesy Finn.
Waffle rolls, maybe?
Oh, it might be wafer rolls. Well, dude, we have to fucking figure out this man's mic setup.
Cheesy Finn, are you there?
Well, Finn's...
Alright, well, Finn doesn't exist, so fuck Finn.
Finn will be in an
Oh,
hour.
there he is.
There
Oh,
he
wait,
is.
no, he's back.
I'm back.
And now we have Cheesy Finn. Oh my god. Finn's
Hey,
a one-man
Finn.
wrecking ball to this podcast.
You better pull your fucking shit together, man.
It's not bad.
And now we have Cheesy Finn.
Hello.
Hey, here we go.
Only 5 minutes too
My
late. But
apologies.
it's alright.
My apologies.
So boys, what has happened? I believe our last episode was what, just before Christmas?
Yeah, honestly, don't even
Mid-December?
know.
Early December?
And
A
it is
while
now,
ago.
it is now the 3rd of Feb 2020.
Happy 2020.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
First of all, big shout out to Kobe Bryant, RIP.
Yes, rest in peace. Very
That's
sad news.
pretty fucked up. There will be no jokes about the mama. The mama was a god. Gianna, pretty fit, so bit of a loss there.
Very lucky.
You like that one, did you, Westy?
I just don't know if I should. I feel wrong.
Yeah.
Well, you know, children are children. I like them all.
Oh,
Girls will be girls.
a little too much, I think, there, Justin.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, so we had a few of the boys get falls cancelled. We had myself and Finn try to get fucked up in 40-degree heat, which doesn't work.
It's just ridiculous.
We all went camping for Australia Day. We shot some things. I actually didn't shoot anything. I missed all the time.
1 for 1, I was actually, so.
I killed a
I
living
didn't
thing,
after.
so I think I win. So did Brandon.
Actually, no. Oh, sort of. Well, there was this little rabbit. We the spotlight sort of ran out of batteries, so they're in little station wagon with just the headlights on, and we parked it there because we could see this little rabbit like probably 30 meters ahead, and it ran back in the bush. And we thought, oh, we'll wait near the car. We'll see if it comes closer. So it hops back out of the bush, comes a bit closer. It's like, all right, we'll have a shot at it. So Cullen's there with the 17. I've got the shotgun. So I think Cullen unloaded first, shot it, might have just nicked its stomach or its
I think
back
he
or something.
injured it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's flopped back into the bushes and it's jumping around crazy. So we've gone into the bushes trying to find it. Because we didn't have the spotlight, so we just see all these like the grass was like up to our hips and it was just like brushing around everywhere with this rabbit jumping around. So I've got the shotgun just shooting shells into the bush trying to get this rabbit that's jumping around. Could not hit it for the life of me. Maybe hit it once or twice with a couple pallets, but then we finally found it on the ground and it was a bit, it was still alive, breathing, suffering.
Oh man, it's
So,
fucked.
Yeah, Cullen thought, all right, we'll put it out of its misery. So he's there with the 17 and he's like 3 inches away from like the barrel to the rabbit's head. Shoots, misses it. It's like, oh, fuck. So like it's a bolt action. So he reloads, does the same thing, shoots it, misses again, does it again. Like does it 3 times. This is every time. He's like, all right, this is fucked. We're gonna finish him now. Puts the end of the barrel up to its head and click. He's out of bullets. I'm out of bullets. So like, oh fuck. So he's runs back to the station wagons. Fuck, where's the bullets? Where's the 17s? By the time he gets the 17 bullets, comes back, the rabbit's pretty much dead. So yeah, we did
Wasn't
shoot a
dead,
couple
man.
of
I was standing there
Was it?
over
You
the
said-
rabbit while you were going to get the ammo. I'm like, fucking hurry up. And it's just like lying there, its legs are twitching, it's looking up at us. I was like, oh no, this is fucked. Like,
Yeah,
man, it was the most fucked thing.
that was probably the worst death out of all the things we shot.
Yeah, and we had just a nice little pile of bunny rabbits on the windscreen by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which one
Not
of
bad,
we
isn't it?
cooked up and had some of.
Which
Yeah.
a very impressive skinning by Cullen.
Oh,
It was. It was.
It was, yeah. So Cullen, one of our mates, he gets the rabbit, and I think it was the one that I shot because it didn't have any pellets in it.
Mm.
So it just
Yeah,
because
you
I
should-
shot it with the 117 bullet, so all the others were pumped full with pellets because
Very impressive. Very
yeah,
impressive.
thank
Yeah,
you,
it
thank
was
you.
very good.
Just right in the head. Anyway, not to brag. Anyway, yeah. So we got it. He brings it down to the river because we're camping on this river, and gets on a rock, and me and Brandon decide to go down and have a jozzer, and sit down and watch him skin this rabbit. So me and Brendan are just sitting there passing this joint to each other while Cullen's there, just his hands are inside this rabbit pulling guts out and shit. He's just watching this YouTube video because he's never done it before. And like when he fucking took the actual skin off, he got his fingers under like the skin, and all it took was like to pull it off like you're pulling a sock off your foot.
Mm.
It was
grim visual.
It was very good cooked as well. Like you could just watch it all day.
Yeah, we
It's
just had
very
this
satisfying.
makeshift spit over the fire, and yeah, good weekend, good
Was
Friday night.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's what Australia Day weekend's all about.
Mm.
You know, just mates coming together, skinning rabbits.
That's it.
I can't believe he learned that from a YouTube video.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
He did it very fast as well. Like he was
He
like
did it very well.
Yeah, it was very well scun.
Scun.
Is scun a word?
Is that is
I
ski?
think scun's a word.
Scun.
Scun's a word.
the rabbit, love.
He just scanned it, man.
Scun it, wah.
You've scun a rabbit before? Definitely skinned.
Skinned?
Yeah,
Scun? Scun? Yeah, skinned.
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 I looked up scun and it came with skunk tank.
Well, scun is not a word.
It's a town in Cambodia.
So it is.
It's 33 degrees currently.
Oh, nice.
What's our local time there, mate?
4:01 p.m.
Shout out to all listeners from Scun, Cambodia. Hope the food's
Imagine,
going
like,
well.
Do you ever reckon you'd get hired in a first world country if they read us? Where are you? Scun? Is that like scum?
No.
Or would they just look at the skin and get rid of them?
Wait, what?
I don't know. What are you going on about?
You just fucking... I don't think you're making sense.
It was a racist black joke.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, man.
Oh, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. Wait, is Cambodia? Yeah, Cambodia's.
Cambodia's. Yeah.
Oh, fucking
Where is
oath.
it?
Wait, how do you kill 1,000 flies?
Oh,
Smack
Yeah,
a Cambodian in the face.
Cambodia what?
Smack a Cambodian kid in the face.
There's a little left to say.
What's that?
Oh shit! Do you know, boys? I actually have a hot take.
Mm.
How high?
I've been, so I've been, well, forced is a word, but basically forced into watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy. And the drama of the show, pretty arse, not good. Some of the writing's actually not bad, but the surgical situations are extremely entertaining.
Really?
And it got me, yeah, dude, like, fucked. One of them, I'll read you one of them. A cop gets shot in the chest, right? And all the cops are crowding around it. And the intern boys, they're like, right, he needs surgery. He has to go to an OR right now. So they take him. They're like trying to hold the bullet in place and stuff and trying to maintain the bleed. They get in an elevator. The elevator's going up. Power shuts off.
Oh, man.
So now there's a cardiothoracic surgeon who's at the elevator doors who can only put his arm through, and he's handing them equipment to take a bullet out of this cop's heart that's like right next to the aorta. And they have to do that with no power in the middle of an elevator with instructions from a cardiothoracic surgeon. And it's fucking
That's
unreal.
outrageous.
So did they do it? Did they get it out? Or?
Yeah, well, they get it out, and then he has to stick his finger in the wound to stop the bleeding, and then they get the firemen to get the elevators back up because it's like halfway between two levels, so they can't actually pull him out on the gurney. So they have to get the firefighters to like get it back up, and then they go to an OR whilst this dude's got his finger in the bullet wound,
Jeez.
and then the cardiothoracic surgeon actually does the rest of it and saves his life.
All right. See, I've watched like a little bit of Grey's Anatomy, but I went off it. There's like a singing episode where they just like break out in singing, like someone's dying and they're like they sing like chasing cars by is it Snow Patrol or someone? They just like keep for the entire like.
I'm pretty sure that's a like hallucination episode.
Is it? Oh, I went off it
think,
after that because like they full on just broke out and singing while they're like taking someone on the stretcher. I was like, this is fucking shocking.
They'll never do what the Blanks did for Scrubs. The Ted's band.
I haven't watched Scrubs.
Oh no way!
I've
Yeah,
only seen a small amount of it.
Fuck it! You gotta watch it. It's one of the best shows out there.
Yeah,
I've
but
heard it's
it
pretty
led me to this hot take. I believe, bar like a few that I'm sure I haven't thought of, I believe a surgeon is probably the most impressive job there is. In terms of like the responsibility you take on.
oh bloody hell.
Because it's literal life or
Yeah,
death
I agree.
stakes, and you have other people's sons and daughters whilst they're at a window, like staring at you, trying to save them. And like majority of the time, they lose patience all the time,
Yeah,
and they just
Yeah,
have to
very-
like deal with that death on their head.
yeah.
So that is my hot take, that they are the most impressive job.
But have you
I
ever
think
seen a
so,
Sparky
yeah, I
strip a
agree.
cable?
I haven't actually. Rusty. I might need to show me.
Although, have you ever seen Phin pour a
Yeah, you should
nice
see me.
beer at the local?
See me pouring the beers there. It's quite.
Perfect head.
It's art pretty much. It's a beautiful scene.
Too bad it's wasted on those old fucks. They
Yeah,
can't even
exactly.
see. I think the works of their taste buds.
I had to kick out one of them old fucks the other day.
Did you?
What was he
yeah,
doing?
It was actually an old woman,
Damn.
and it's pretty serious actually. She groped another woman, and she was slapping employees on the ass and shit like that. So,
Oh,
Wow. Did you get some?
no, I didn't.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I was,
that
Even
that sort of
you would
reminds me of
too.
the.
So keep going.
Here's your Christmas bonus, Finn.
nah, it's but like all we did was kick her out, and then like if a dude did that, like
Oh,
cops would be
dude.
involved and
Oh.
shit.
Prison
Don't
time.
get me fucking started on like the sexual assault thing. Fuck the pay gap.
Yeah,
Man, if a guy did that, he would be fucked. He'd be on the sex
Yeah.
offenders list and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Exactly.
That's a bit of a hot take for you.
because you know.
Did I touch one kid and suddenly my life's ruined?
It was who was at KFC that time? I remember the video. Was it Alex
Oh,
Young who
Alex.
got touched?
He
Yeah.
got groped, dude. Like, actually groped.
That's a great. Oh,
Couldn't do anything about it.
yeah. What was he? He was just sitting at KFC and someone just.
So we
the
were in
old
like a
lady came
booth.
off.
Fits like, you could fit 6, but there was 4 of us. I'm pretty sure you were there as well at Westy, weren't you? Or was it Jacob?
No, I don't know.
It might have been Jacob. I don't know. But this lady comes up who's clearly not all there in the head, and she's like staring at Alex, and like we're facing, so like our back is to her, and he's facing so that he's staring, like he has to basically look at her if he wants to look at one of us to like continue a conversation. And he's sort of staring me in the eyes, and he's like, dude, that chick's fucking like full on staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck? Which one? I turn around, you notice straight away, like this chick has huge fucking eyes at this boy. Like she's just staring at him, and she's like, yeah, that's a piece of meat I want to fucking molest today. And she starts sort of like looking at him and laughing, and then goes up to him and just like quickly sort of jabs her hand towards his crotch, and then like rubs a little bit and walks away towards the toilet.
No fucking way.
Alex, dude, and Alex just has like a wide open mouth, and he's like, "Why did I just get
Yeah,
raped?"
what the fuck?
I was like,
So
yeah.
it wasn't like
Indeed.
it wasn't like she hit him like she
No,
Oh,
she wanted to
okay.
touch, dude.
into the touch.
And then he was like, film it when she comes back, like film it. And I was like, yeah, okay. Like I'll just act like I'm, like taking a selfie or whatever. And she did the same thing, and then talked to him, and then talked to us, and goes like, "Are you filming me? You can't film me." And he's like, "You can't touch my dick." She's like, You can't film me. He walks away.
Wow.
I reckon I could find that video somewhere. That shit
It's
is
somewhere because I saw it not too
hilarious.
long ago, and I think it got posted in one of our group inboxes or something.
If we find the video, could we please edit that into the podcast, Schmidt?
Yeah,
That'd be great.
perfect.
Yeah, but that was the only
Um,
sexual assault I've actually seen in real life.
Speaking of sexual assaults,
Besides the
or
ones I've
near
committed.
sexual assaults,
Yeah.
so I'll go on to the Thunder Point story.
Right.
So me and my mate Jacob, this one night we were just driving around in his car,
I've heard
just getting a feed, you know, he just got his license, so just went for a few drives, got Maccas, whatnot. Anyway, went up to this place called Thunder Point, which is in our hometown, and
It's essentially like a cliff overlooking the ocean.
yeah,
Park your car
exactly.
and things.
And usually when there's lightning and stuff, you see it like over the horizon and shit. I guess
It's
that's why it gets
beautiful.
its name. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's
Literally the best part of our town, by far.
Yeah, it's very underappreciated too. Anyway, so we went up there to have this feed, and I sort of started to think. I was like, it's Thursday night, and local rumours are that Thursday night's gay night up there. And I was like, I don't know about this. Like, I was getting real paranoid. I was like, it's gay night, I think. And he's like, nah, it's just a myth.
Jacob's like, that's why I brought you here.
No, so he's just like, just a myth. Gay night's just a myth, not an actual thing. I was like, I don't know. I was like, real sus. And then we pulled up right at the end, like away from any other car. So there's like, there's this end where there's little walkways, so you can look over the cliff and stuff, or you just park in your car and look. So we parked at the very other end of the car park, away from these other cars. And then this car rolls up, and it parks 2 spaces away from it. So there's a one space gap, and then it's him, and then like, so him, gap, us. And he turns his interior light on as he pulls up next to us. And me and Jacob sort of looking at him, and we're like, what the fuck's this guy doing?
and he can't see into your car.
Nah,
at
he
this
can see
point.
into our car. Like,
Did you have a light on?
I think the moon was just bright enough.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's just a light enough, not like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's a romantic night up there with you two.
we didn't go out there for gay night for any other reason. Anyway, this guy basically is staring at us and turns his interior light on, and then we just see him sort of lean back his chair. So he's laying backwards in his chair, like laying down. He can recline your driver's side chair, which is a very weird thing, by the way. Like, who would ever need to recline the driver's side?
How low?
Like, dude,
Yeah,
no.
like,
So,
can you see
so how low was he? Was leaning back and looking at us through the back window. So he was sitting in the front seat, and he had leaned back, and he was staring at us through his back window of his car.
That is a
I was
power
like,
move
what
if I've
the
ever heard one.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and he just stared at us, and I was like, what the fuck's happening? And we're like, I don't know. I'm like, do you reckon we should leave? And he's like, oh, he was sort of, he wasn't too fussed by it. I was really freaking out at this point.
Jacob's done this before.
He's painted this guy off. Anyway, so I eventually convinced him, like, I think we should go, and he's like, yeah, this is getting weird. He started to get a bit creeped out. So he starts the car, and the guy sits up in his chair. I was like, okay, fucking go. And he's still staring at us at this point, and then he starts to open his door. So Jacob puts the car into reverses, goes back about a meter or two, and the car conks out. I've never been in his car where, like, since then, I've never been in his car when it's conked out. But before then, he hadn't had his license for that long, so I obviously hadn't seen it happen. And he says this has never happened before. So I was like, fuck, alright, just turn the car back on. By this point, the guy's fully opened the door, and what I see is he's got his dick in his hand, no pants, but he's wearing white runners. So he's clearly came prepared for this. Like, he's wearing... He's about 50 or 60 years old. He's wearing runners with no pants and a red sweater. So if you can picture that, an old bloke like that. And I was like, okay, we really got to fucking go. So Jacob turns the car back on, starts back up. I'm like, fuck, alright, thank God. And then he puts it into reverse, goes back again. It conks out. after a couple of, and I'm like, this is a fucking joke. Go. And this is when the guy starts to stand up out of his car, dick in his hand, walking at us.
Is he like jerking it as he's walking? Or is
Yeah,
he-
kind of like from memory, it's pretty hazy because it was fucking hectic. Like I was looking at Jacob, looking back at him. I was like, "Fucking drive!" You could clearly see we were stressed. I was locking all the doors and shit. Anyway,
You're unbuckling your pants whilst you're doing it.
this man catches. I gotta be prepared. Oh fuck. Anyway, so he turns on a third time, and I think by this point we'd rolled back enough and on an angle to where we could just drive out forward, so we didn't have to reverse this time. So he chucks it in drive. The guy's walking towards our car. He didn't. No. He had to go back in reverse because this guy was walking towards our car from his car, which is the left-hand side of our car.
Ah, yeah.
So we reversed back to the right, and we were only halfway out of the park. So he's walking at us. So if we went forward, we would have hit him. And I remember seeing him coming at my door, passenger side. And I was like,
He liked the look at you.
No, because he was on our passenger side, so I had like the Eiffel of his whole cock and everything. And I see Jacob, and then Jacob ends up reversing and getting out, like get enough out of the way, pulls into drive and drives off. And we're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like nothing like that had ever happened to either of us before, and we were both just shocked.
So.
But that it doesn't end there. Is the most cooked thing. Like we thought we were out of it. I call the cops. Obviously I call the cops and tell him what's happened. I give him his number plate and everything. So I'm like, fuck yeah, he's cockhead. He's done. And then we're driving and we did because a lot of roundabouts in our town. So I think we went back round, sort of near the area, and we see him at the edge of one of the roundabouts. And we're like, you're fucking kidding. And he's looking around. And then he sees us drive straight past him. So once again, looking at him through the passenger side window, sitting in his driver's seat. And me and him just locked eyes and just stared each other down. And then he chucks his blinker on, which he did not have on before. He was right there. And starts turning around and following us. And I was like, nah, this is fucked. So I said to Jake, turn down that street. So we turn down that street, he follows us. I'm like, turn down that street, he follows us. He's right behind us this whole way. I was like, this is fucked. So we eventually get out into the highway. And we're driving along the highway just nice and slow with him behind us. Like, because there's other cars around. We're obviously like, we're safe. And then we're driving and he goes into the turning lane next to us. And we go to red lights and stop next to him. And we're like, what the fuck? And I'm just staring at him, like trying to get a good look at him so I could describe him. And he sort of just doesn't really look at us. Like you could tell he was like trying to not look, but he like had to wait for these red lights. And then he just turned down and off he went.
Oh,
Damn. Did you ever get a follow up from the cops?
No, so that's a shit thing. The cops
Yeah.
never actually. We asked them to as well. We wanted to see what happened, but the cops were like, "Oh, nah." Like, we'll no. They said, "Oh yeah, of course we'll let you know what happens," and they never ever let me know. So
shit.
That's a bit fucked up though.
I think you got a slap on the wrist at worst for it though, which is the most fucked thing
right.
because Jacob was obviously 18, but I was 17 still. I didn't have a license. I wasn't of age, so he's just exposed himself to a minor and shit.
Yeah.
Damn, and you probably liked it, eh?
Yeah. Oh, well, what are you doing next Thursday?
Yeah.
What's that? Hey, Brandon?
Fuck the cops.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should start a hunt for this man.
Yeah, we'll beat him in his own game. Like, go up on his car and we'll all just, like, pop out, all four of us, just jerking our meat towards his car. See how he likes it.
Yeah, I wonder how he likes it when he's outnumbered.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure I've served him in like a few, like, because I've worked in a few retail places since then. I'm pretty sure, like, because I couldn't fully remember his face, but the red sweater, the glasses, it was all like.
As soon as he whipped his cock out when you were serving him, you knew it.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Circumcised, it's him. No, I did give that information to the cops too. I don't think they wanted that. They're like, what else do you have? I'm like just asking any more information. I was like, oh, it was circumcised. If that helps. And I'm like, okay.
You just start explaining it in like great detail. Like he was circumcised about 5.7 inches, medium girth.
Bulging vein.
I think he had a growth.
Oh wow, Wesley, that's fucked.
Yeah.
That is great.
Good
I love to
times,
hear
good
it. Though.
times.
At least you've had a Me Too experience.
Yeah. We've got no fucking compensation for it or anything though.
Are you sure Harvey Weinstein wasn't in Australia that time of year?
Nah, I'm pretty certain. Yeah. Man can only dream.
Dude, what are they complaining about? They got a whole acting career out of it, and all they had to do was just settle for a little rape.
He touched me. He put his dick in me bum. Who cares?
Hot takes.
This is Goldilocks podcast, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome. I
what,
absolutely love that.
what about this? I've got a couple cheeky would you rather's
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah. Give us one.
for us. This one's kind of recent, I guess, because right. So this is what it is. Would you rather contract the coronavirus or get genital herpes off and maybe like a 2 out of 10 woman or man, your preference?
Genital herpes treatable. Like, can you get rid of it?
No, you can't get rid of herpes. Herpes are for life.
Oh, I've got to go with
Coronavirus.
coronavirus.
Coronavirus is also untreatable though.
But isn't it like a sickness? Whereas
Yeah, they don't
herpes,
like.
I think
If
it's
you
like a
get it,
real
you're not
bad
gonna
flu or
die.
something. But
Yeah, the fucking
Oh.
symptoms are similar to a flu.
Yeah.
I read them. I was reading the symptoms out to a coworker yesterday, and she's like, "That's like the flu. Like, how the fuck do you know if you have it or not?
Mm.
yeah,
Like, how many people would just be like, oh, I just have flu-y symptoms. I don't have fucking coronavirus.
and people
Yeah.
die from the flu anyway as well.
Yeah.
So like,
I'd go the coronavirus. I reckon.
You gotta be a bitch to die from the flu.
And
yeah, you do.
coronavirus. Like 300 people? What the fuck?
But like, there'd be real old people or real
Yeah.
young people that like don't have strong.
It's only kids and oldies. Who cares? No, I'd definitely rather the coronavirus though. So the best thing that's come out of the coronavirus, in my opinion, is the dad posts. So
Oh,
I've already
yeah.
seen a
Oh.
couple, like one of our
Is it
mates'
to do
dads.
with Corona.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, kind of. So one of our mates' dads had a picture of a Peroni, and it was like a beer, like just a stubby of Peroni, and he just a Peroni, and he just put up as the caption "Peroni virus,"
Which is elite humour from the
Like,
dad.
yeah, from just a kid our age, be like, what the fuck? But because it was one of our mates' dads, we're just like, fuck, that is good. You couldn't top it, really.
There's nothing better than one of your mates' dads coming up with a fucking absolute zinger.
But if your mate
Even if
came up with this, he'd probably just get
absolute arse.
roasted.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Just like your dad on the side of buses, Justin.
yeah, that's
Yes.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Justin's dad is a real estate agent, and he's on the side of all the buses in our hometown. And it's just great.
Mind you, it has his face, probably like a meter wide by 2 meters long, and it says, "Nice one, Gary."
Oh, it's so good.
Personally, I love it, and he absolutely hates it.
Oh, does
So
he
let's
hate it?
Yeah, dude, he didn't want the last one.
No fucking way. The golf one. He's had two. He's had 2 campaigns on the bus.
Dude, it's fucked.
So he doesn't get a choice if he has his face on there or not. They're just like,
God,
oh.
dude, it's his boss.
You put your
face on the bus that's- and
you fucking like it.
Nah, I think they gave him like an option, but he's like, "Fine, just fucking do it." They were gonna put something worse than "Nice one, Gary." I think.
Oh, can you get much worse? Actually, that's pretty good. I like Nice One, Gary.
Yeah, it's relatively funny, but yeah, he just fucking hates it. He absolutely hates it, which I don't blame him.
The boys love it.
The boys do.
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Everyone, yeah.
I've just called him Bus Dad for the past like year and a half. Bus Dad, woo, Bus Dad.
Busted, what up?
Everyone I see, I tell him, "Hey, you know this guy right here? He's on a bus."
Oh, shit, is that busted?
Bus Dad. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I'd love
So,
to see it.
Shout out, Gary.
Go on.
Yeah, go on, guys. So, Finn, what was your other would you rather?
Oh, of course. So this next one, there's a bit of a scenario with it. So you're
Mm.
locked in a room, and to leave this room, you either have to have sex with the most beautiful woman in your own eyes, whatever that may be, but you'll get AIDS from it. She's HIV positive, so you'll get AIDS.
Susan
Oh.
Boyle.
AIDS is completely treatable nowadays.
It
Is it?
is, but,
Yes.
but you still
Really?
can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or have sex with an obese, homeless man, a real dirty, filthy man.
Does he have any diseases?
Yeah, is that even a
Nah,
choice?
It's like he has no diseases, no nothing.
Oh,
So you come off scot free with him, but
Except
with
for
the
a
other one, you've got
dirty
AIDS.
asshole and a PTSD like memory.
You get to choose as well with the homeless man if you want to be on top or bottom.
mm. I'd do the homeless man. Oh wait, do I get to wear a condom?
With the homeless man, you do,
Yeah.
yeah, but not
Ah,
not with the woman.
Do you have to finish?
Yep, you have to finish in both.
Oh, inside. Fuck,
And
you
all
can't
depends
even bareback this homeless man.
You raw dogging the homeless guy.
I'd definitely go the homeless.
Yeah, I gotta go the homeless.
Just for the fact of just letting people know that I fucked a homeless guy. Just like giving money to the homeless, you're doing a good deed. Everyone thinks you're a good bloke. No one's gonna judge you for it.
True.
Just for the fact that Phin actually played perfectly into my trap card, which my number one fetish is fat homeless men.
Oh fuck.
I think you have to go the homeless one, but it's not.
Oh,
It's not a fun time.
it
It's not a
is.
fun choice. I'm not smiling
No.
making that choice.
I think
I
the
know,
homeless man
'cause-
would be a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Downplaying the fun of the homeless man.
Shout out homeless.
All proceeds of this podcast will go to the homeless.
Yeah.
So far, 0.
Every viewer, I'll fuck a homeless man. Please get big.
Every view and or listen we get, Finn will add half an inch to his penis,
No,
and then at
yeah.
the end of the year, we're gonna give him surgery.
Yes.
So let's get him to 100 inches.
Yeah, 100 inches.
Get that joking ready, boy. Do you boys know what joking is?
I don't know it.
For once, no.
Oh,
No. Gel King.
okay, joking. Let's do
Is
it.
that like an urban
Is this an
dictionary?
incognito tab sort of?
No, not at all. I'll read the actual definition. Just to save any confusion. Definition. Don't you boys look it up. I want you boys to hear this firsthand right now.
Yeah. I would do that to our podcast. My keyboard is super loud.
Here's what I've got. Jelk. Noun. A penis enlargement technique in which the thumb and the index finger are wrapped around the penis and repeatedly drawn away from the body in order to force blood into the glands and encourage vascularity.
Oh, okay.
So
what
it's an
it
actual way.
does is you
Does it
pretty much squeeze with your thumb and index finger, and you're basically trying to push the blood to the end of your penis.
Right, so you're at the base of your penis and you're squishing it, like you're squeezing, I guess.
Yes, yeah,
Or
from
yeah.
base to tip.
Yeah.
And then, so apparently, after about like 30 days, you should notice your penis bigger.
30 days.
You've got to
so
stroke
you
it like 50 times a day or something.
Oh, okay, so you don't go like 30 days straight.
No, God no. Oh no, you do. You go 50 times a day for 30 days straight.
Perfect.
Oh my god. You
Where-
get to the 30th day, the end of the dick's just purple.
Yeah, man, it would fucking hurt. Surely your
Yeah.
dick looks demented after that.
That's not a thing, is
Mine
it?
already does, so it doesn't matter.
I got that lump of cock.
Any improvement's good improvement.
Nah, see, I think it's pretty fucked. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
pretty fucked. I'm definitely not going to put it in my schedule for the next 30 days.
That's not healthy at all.
I'm not interested at all, but Westy, can you link me?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got you.
Thanks.
If you need any
How about
tips
I
and
come over
tricks,
to
just invite me
yours?
around. And
Yeah, you just do mine, I'll do yours.
it's actually much more effective with someone else joking you because they don't feel your pain, so they can go with a bit more force. and
Oh.
they don't hold back really. So you really ooze and all of it. Yeah, it's good.
Oozing. Yuck. What are you oozing?
Boys, I've got a question here.
Mm.
It's from a new segment I've called "What Would You Give Up?" And you can never use the internet again, or anything that comes in contact with the internet. Right?
Mm.
Do you lose a foot, a hand, or a sense?
You lose a foot,
Wait.
a hand, or a sense, or you can never
To
use
be
the
able-
internet again.
Yeah. Including
Oh,
everything that
This
you
isn't a, no. Okay. So in order to use the internet, you have to do one of those.
Yeah.
I'd lose a sense, I reckon.
I was thinking
My,
smell.
my sense of fear, man.
Smell.
I couldn't lose smell. Yes.
That's a good one.
Done.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Fucking absolute cheat code.
Cheat code.
Cheat code.
So what would you do?
I reckon I wouldn't lose anything, and I would finally free myself from the constraints of social society and the internet and all that comes with it. I'd finally be free.
You
You're
just
like,
don't like
"Oh,
saying
you boys want to come to Melbourne this weekend? I'll drive. Finn's like, oh, can you just open up the map there? Where are we going?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Melways, boys. As you don't know, the Melways is I think it's called the Melways anyway. It's a giant book of, I think, is it Victoria or Australia or just
It's like Melbourne and the
Melbourne and the Otways. It's very detailed book. It's what we used to use. Our parents used to use to get around. Just
Dude, I remember sitting in the
Yeah.
back seat and those fuckers would open that shit up.
they
Like
just
literally.
argue in the front. I know.
Oh.
Yes.
Which fucking way?
Give me so much anxiety. I'll be sitting in the back, wearing my headphones.
Dad just beating mum in the front. God, I
Waits
miss the
for
good
a
old
red light
days.
and goes,
Yeah, give me a Bundy.
where's my white singlet, kids? I'm about to go to town.
Fucking earth.
But what would you do?
What do you mean?
I feel like it's sort of a hot take, but I don't think it is. I feel like sense of smell is arguably the weakest sense.
No,
No,
taste,
no
man,
way.
taste. I couldn't lose taste.
No, the weakest sense, not
Yeah.
the best
Yeah,
sense.
but still, like,
So out of all the 5 senses, which one would you prefer to lose? Out of sight? No. Hearing? No. Touch? Not at all. It's between taste and smell.
If you lose smell,
Surely.
you lose half your taste as well, though,
True.
or something like that. I'm not sure
I
about
think,
the.
yeah.
the actual-
I'd lose. Yeah, you got to lose your smell, I reckon.
I think it has to be smell, man.
That'd sort of work out an advantage some way. Like, you wouldn't smell shit if you're in like a shit place.
You'd never know if you stank.
Nah. Oh, true. But you know,
I think I can feel when I stink.
Yeah,
you
I
have
think I
to
can
feel
too.
dirty. but-
Same, yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
There's a bit of slime under the pits, then you know you gotta go to the shower.
You know, if you can't pee because your dick cheese is too clogged up. That's when you need to have a shower.
You know when you gotta fucking wipe your ass and the toilet paper gets stuck in your ass hairs.
Oh, like little birds, and you gotta like the only way to pull them out is like out all the hairs. How fucking shit is that?
Dude, you like
Man,
just
were we
squeeze
talking
hairs
about
between
this
the
on the
toilet paper.
weekend?
We might have been.
Yeah, I was definitely talking about this to someone,
Fucking
and I
sucks,
thought I
doesn't
was
it?
the only one that had it, but it turns out a lot of
No.
people have it.
Yeah, you get
Nah,
like
dude,
little
yeah.
balls of toilet paper.
You got those, yeah, because you're wiping
Yeah.
your ass and the toilet
How
paper's ripping
fucking
into your little
shit,
bum
yeah.
hairs,
Yeah.
and then
And
you
like
gotta,
you can't slowly pull them out or like work them out.
you've
You
got to
gotta rip
fully
the whole
yank out
fucking
little
hair, yeah.
little pinchfuls of hair with it.
It's shit ass.
Man, what? Oh fuck! I'm so glad other people have that.
Oh yeah.
I shaved my ass once.
Oh, that's the worst idea ever.
It's such a bad idea.
Oh man, the shits though. The
Oh,
shits
yeah.
were
Smooth?
fucking
Yeah, very good.
perfect, like
It
clean.
was-
But the
yeah.
sweat wasn't great. You
Really?
can
I
feel
like
every
it's-
drop of sweat on your ass because there's no hairs catching it. You don't realize how much hairs do until you have none of it. Because
Yeah.
they sort of stop the sweat from rolling and dripping.
That's right.
Gets
Yeah,
really
see, my
hot,
shits are
so-
pretty intense as well, so I'd sweat it, you know.
Do you boys get a shit where like you're sitting there, you've already like done the thing where you're lifting your ankles up, like your fucking hips are square on the toilet, your shoulders are in optimal position, and
You're
then you
pulling
just
up
like,
from the bowl.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're really forcing
And
it
you
out.
like you feel like you've got a fucking vein start to form in your forehead
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're really fucking.
Oh fuck yeah! I have to like pause what I'm doing on 8-ball pool. I'm like, I can't take my shot
Not sponsored.
yet.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I don't do those anymore
actually-
though, because since
Yeah.
we had a family friend who actually died on the toilet. He had
Doing
a heart
that?
attack.
Shit out the organs.
And I've heard that since then I've learned that you can actually have a heart attack from shitting too hard.
Too hard.
Dude, that's how I'm gonna go. And if it's not how I'm gonna go, it's how I'm gonna go.
Well, that's how I got hemorrhoids, so I really got to look after that now.
Yeah.
So it just makes it harder in some sense. So
I don't think I'll ever have that experience because it's always just runny as fuck because I'm having lactose all the time.
drink that milk, Finn. That'll come out like
Yeah.
liquid.
Oh, my tummy hurts.
It's the return of the soy boy.
Yeah.
He's back. It took him what, like fucking 40 minutes to mention soy.
Not even a fucking episode, and you're already back into it. Oh, have you actually tried soy?
Back
It's a good alternative to milk.
I'd like to talk to you boys about a healthier alternative to milk.
I'll tell you what, we should start a campaign against milk production.
Yeah,
Get
right.
fucked,
No
you
one
hippie
needs
cunt.
it. No one needs it.
So while we're on the topic of retards,
Great segue.
this was my topic that I came across.
Yeah.
Should people with learning disabilities be
Oh,
allowed to work for
please.
less than minimum wage?
No.
If you're giving them the job just because you feel bad for them, or just because they can't get a job anywhere else, like say Wadea,
Yeah.
for instance, which is a place where they employ retarded people in our
We
town.
got some people from Wadea working at the bowls club, and I tell you what, they're the fucking worst.
Dude, they're useless. But
They're
I
useless.
completely agree with giving retards jobs. I mean, what else they got?
Oh yeah.
Give their carers a break or something. I don't know.
Make
Make
the
them.
most like 2012 on the internet conversation I've ever. Wadea is a place that hires retards.
Anyway, I feel like they hire them just because they're retarded and they can't get a job anywhere else. So I say, give them $10 an hour. But apparently
that's
they give
generous.
the best car detail in the world.
Dude, I'm
Because
going.
they're all
to
autistic as
Sat
fuck.
there this week.
Like they're all just OCD. They go there.
They put all the OCD kids in
And
car
apparently
detail.
they get all the coins, the loose coins that they find in your car and stack them up neatly along your console.
Mm. Oh wow.
Yeah, they're really cooked.
No, it is
But-
apparently like the best way to get your car detailed.
And
yeah.
it is actually cheaper, so I wonder if they do pay them less.
Yeah.
I mean, the
But
carers get enough money anyway. Have you seen
Yeah.
people with retarded kids, how rich they are? You'll never
Well,
see
that's
a
what I
poor
was gonna
person.
say. Like, if you're disabled, do you get benefits? Like, do you get a
Oh,
paycheck
fucking
from?
oath you do. No, not
But
you.
if
You're
you
your
work-
carer.
Oh, your carer.
So your parent, say you have a retarded kid, Down syndrome. He's gonna fucking. That's a blessing in disguise.
Really? Do you reckon we should get one?
Can we, like, if we ever get to the point where we can have this as a weekly thing and we get our own producer and it's not Schmidt, we get, like, a Wadea kid and we give him $8 a week to produce the show.
Oh, we can't be saying that. Yeah, yes, we can. All right, let's do it.
Hey, George.
That's the goal.
George, we need you to come in today. It's Retard Monday on the podcast. So tell us about your week, and that's the whole podcast. Well,
feel
the
like
boys
that
are
would-
actually going away this week. Can we just chuck a mic in front of you and you just talk for an hour? Thanks,
That's
mate.
just dribble.
Oh, no.
By the way, we're not actually this bad of people. It's just a joke. It's a fucking.
This is actually our outlet for the week. We all volunteer at a church 5 days a week.
Mm.
I sing to homeless people.
We're dead for the next 2 days.
I give Wadea boys hand jobs.
Westy supplies the polish on that car detail. Oh, Jesus Christ, we are horrible people.
Give them the dirty downs.
Oh, shit. Oh, that was a good chuckle. Oh, well, fuck. Oh god, you made me feel good about myself then, Brandon.
Oh, thanks. Man. I'm glad.
I've got one. Is it morally wrong to take your dead husband's sperm?
No, I don't think so. I've never thought
Wait.
of that.
Are they
No.
dead and then you get the
Like-
sperm from the dead body? Or like,
Yeah,
you-
what do you-
No, no. So it's
and then they die?
it's frozen, right? So they did this. This is an actual story. It was a question. They were trying to get pregnant. They were going to use IVF because they couldn't get pregnant, and so he had his sperm frozen. Then he died in a car crash a week later. Now she's like, I'm going to impregnate myself because that's what he would have wanted.
Fair call. Fair call.
Yeah.
But now you're raising a kid without a dad.
Yeah.
That's alright. Heaps of mums do that though now. Like,
Yeah.
It's
there's
very
heaps of single
doable.
mums out there. Yeah, bloody oath.
Shout out to the single moms because that shit's hard.
Heaps of
Yeah.
mums insert their dead husbands cum these days.
I'd just use it as like a yogurt thing if you got enough of it. Just lunchtime snack.
Don't mix it up.
Wait, so
Oh,
like,
cherry, I just don't know. I can never have a kid.
You're sitting in the lunchroom, you just see a chick start opening up this like fucking scientific container. Just start smelling
It's
a
like
waft
slow
in the
motion.
lunchroom.
You're just like, and they
She
just
pulls
about,
up the lid. There's a little drip as she lifts it up.
and she licks the lid.
oh my god.
Just push something out, and splashes it on the face.
No.
But like, how much sperm would you save up? Because like IVF is pretty expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, super expensive.
Like it's like
And it
tens
fails
of
all the time.
$1,000s like each time you try and do it or something like that. Like
I
it's-
think it's a little cheaper, but yeah, it's expensive.
yeah, it's a
Well,
lot of
just
fucking-
a-
yeah.
It's a few K for.
Then YouTube's
a
got
few of the
everything these
procedures.
days.
But like, how do they legit just grab a syringe, suck it up?
Just look it up on YouTube, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I think
I've
they
actually got
have
no
to
idea
use
how they
like
do it.
some sort of they pull the egg out.
And then insert it.
Yeah, and then put it back
Oh,
in
wow.
after they've fertilized it.
Just
Oh.
insert it into your period egg and then put it back up, yeah.
Do you reckon I could incubate a child if I put one in my ass?
That'll be the next thing. You know how they've made like hamburgers out of petri dishes? It'll be like children out of petri
Yuck,
dishes.
what the fuck? They made hamburgers out of petri dishes.
Yeah, bloody oath, like
In
in
a
a
petri
petri dish. Not out of. They didn't like melt a whole lot of petri dishes. Here's a
Bam, a child.
You had a kid, a working kid that's just melted petri dishes.
Love me. It's just an ooze with a face.
Oh yeah, it's droopy as. Every time it's a hot day, it gets worse and worse. Like crawling after you, just. Why don't you love me?
See, that's when you stick him in the hot car.
Oh no! All people see is just melted petri dish on your seat. It's like, oh, well, sucks to be her. They got melted plastic on that seat.
Just walking past, it's like, please. What the fuck? Oh well. But yeah, I feel like it's not wrong. You just have to realize that the kid's not gonna have a dad.
I feel like I don't know.
But
like,
you can always remarry.
You can always
Yeah, she can
remarry
always
and
find
stuff,
someone else.
but
I don't think it's morally wrong,
Nah,
especially.
I
and I
think
think
it's fine.
it depends on the bloke itself, the dad itself as well, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like, I'm
Like
sure
if they were
you know,
trailer
there's-
trash, be like, oh.
Then yeah, maybe not.
yeah, but there you go. Like you can't really discriminate once you get to that point.
Yeah.
You can't be like,
Oh,
ah, he was pretty fucked actually. We don't want.
But
his...
like, if the mum's like a meth head and she's
oh
growing
yeah.
up-
So obviously, I think if that was the case, the mum would either have to have a new boyfriend or husband,
yeah.
which would be really weird if you did that.
So they can alternate doing meth and then they can.
Yeah, but then otherwise, I feel like you'd have to sort of have it at the point where you have to go through some psychological testing and like background checks and all that sort of stuff to make sure you're fit to be a single mother.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Because
Trailer
a
trash
fit
and
single
people like
mother.
that probably wouldn't have the money to do that anyway.
Yeah.
nah,
Trash.
if they have the fucking money to do IVF, then they'll have the money for that.
Yeah,
yeah,
trailer
they've got
trash
the
are
life-
getting
they've-
that
yeah,
fucking
they've-
turkey baster and sticking it straight up, and that's what they're doing for their IVF.
They've got the life insurance payout. They
Yeah, dude, they got no plan. They're just like, oh, we can probably insert it through a pool noodle, I reckon.
oh.
Oh, yeah.
A little
Alright,
nerve
well,
squirter.
what about this? Because I was thinking, I'm a big fan of space, and I was thinking about the ISS the other day, and about
Wait, sorry, what's the
4
Yeah,
ISS?
I don't know. Yeah, what is
International Space Station.
Ah,
So obviously it's for
terrorists in the
all
Middle East.
countries. Yeah,
Yeah, they do beheading video.
the ISS. So it's like it's basically a meeting point for all the space agencies around the world. It's like everyone pays to maintain it. Everyone sends their astronauts up there, and then they can do studies and shit, right?
Hmm.
They put, I think it's about 4 years ago, roundabout, they put a 3D printer on the ISS to 3D print rocket parts.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
So that, like, the general question, I guess, is that I think 3D printers in like 10 years will be fucking insane.
oh bloody oh, they're already.
Like
they're
you will see
already
one like
insane.
building a car or something like that.
If
You'll
the-
see one
have you
building a
seen,
house.
like, yeah, everyone's like getting their prosthetics made out of 3D
Yeah, man,
printers now.
prosthetics are huge in the
insane.
3D printing like culture sort
Oh,
of thing.
it's
Like,
ridiculous, and like
Yeah.
it's so cheap. Like there's a charity thing, like some child started it.
yeah, right.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Some child.
it was. It was like
Good
a 14-year-old that just started up like his little 3D printer and wanted to make like prosthetics for people that didn't have arms or legs.
Did he have arms and legs?
I don't think so.
Selfish. He was only doing it for himself. He never would have done it. If he
I
had
don't know.
if he had arms and legs like the rest of us, he wasn't such a nugget. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. I don't actually hate
Nugget.
retards. Okay.
I'd actually like to start a petition to start calling people with no arms or legs nuggets.
Nuggets.
I'll stop right
Let's call them subhumans. But I feel like just the ability to be able to have a rocket attached to the ISS and be like, oh, we need a new part of this, and then the 3D printer just prints what is probably one of the most advanced parts in the world.
Mm.
Like that is fucking insane.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon in future we could be building houses out of it.
I reckon they will as well. Like I reckon you'll have it like a crane, and it will you'll set up like a perimeter, and it'll know that it can't go outside that, and then you'll set up some form of border, and it'll follow that, and that's how it'll build all the walls or the foundation. It could do all that shit in literally a day.
Yeah.
Like, imagine
Imagine a giant 3D printer just like. I feel like it'd make some parts of the house though, and people would still put it together.
Because I don't know, because that would make the houses like really cheap then. And then like the amount of houses getting built would
But
just like
think about how big of a
overpopulate
3D printer you'd have to be able to build a house.
you have to have a huge one.
But then, like as Justin said, like if it was a crane, like cranes are
But would that be too
cranes
hard
are
to do?
3D printer.
No, because it's essentially the same. Like
Um,
the whole way it works is it's like in a box, and it knows that that's its border, and then it sort of has like a grid below it, and it makes the thing based on the grid because you design it on the computer in like either generally a 3D model, and then it makes it based off that. It would
Yes,
be really difficult to design one for a house.
It would be. Elon Musk
There's
probably do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a business idea for us. We'll try
It's
and
in the
get it
realm of
set up.
possibility. Anyway, it's a fucking weird possibility, but it's in the realm of it. Did you see Elon? He started making he started putting a lot of money into researching these like Lego bricks, like life-size ones that people can build houses out of for super cheap.
No way.
Really? I've
Yeah.
seen some of the Lego, like the
Yeah.
blocks that they do
I'll
for
see
it.
if
but
I
I
can find it.
don't- That'd be cool.
Ridiculous.
Is there Lego houses?
No, like he started prototyping it.
That's fucking sick. So that's pretty much that will probably be 3D printed.
So it's part of the
Yeah,
Boring
the
Company.
box itself would be 3D printed and shit.
Will sell Lego-like bricks that can be used to construct affordable houses in just a few days.
Wow. what the
Wow.
fuck?
Jesus.
Life-size Oh, wow, he's fucking smart. It's made from the rock that they get from tunneling the underground passages.
So it's all renewable and shit.
Yeah, because I'll read this. New Boring Company merch coming soon. Life-size Lego-like interlocking bricks made from tunneling rock that you can use to create sculptures and buildings. Rated for California seismic loads, so super strong but bored in the middle like an aircraft wing spar, so not heavy.
What
Wow.
The fuck?
Jeez.
Dude, shout out to Elon Musk. The man's gonna fucking
possibilities with
save the
that
planet.
are fucking crazy as well.
Yeah.
How are
You can do whatever
you?
the fuck you
How are
want.
you running the cables through those and plumbing and stuff though?
Yeah, true.
But the thing is, like, you'd be able to set them up and then just knock a little bit through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
But if he can make one of those, he can make one with a
he
hole
can,
in it.
Surely you can make a system for him where you can put cables and plumbing and shit down it and
Yeah, exactly.
able
Because
to.
did you see some family got like the first Tesla power electricity thing in their house?
Yeah,
it
the
costs-
house
I don't
was
know
completely
what
off
it is.
batteries.
But it's like 46 cents a day.
Yeah,
This Tesla like
Wow.
battery.
Dude, you know
And
Elon's about to
electricity.
be insanely rich because he's launching fucking what's it called, Starnet, I think.
He already is insanely rich, isn't he?
what's
Oh,
Starnet?
he's got like 4 or so billion, but he'll have like hundreds of billions after this. It's a list, like it's a list. It's a group of satellites that are going to surround the planet and give global internet.
No fucking.
What
way.
the fuck, man? That's good as. It's like a big
Yeah.
LAN party.
I
Jesus.
think that's what it's called, but that's the idea behind
He's
it.
he's gonna own the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna start investing.
Well,
I'm
I'd
actually
rather
worried about Elon's intentions.
Amazon guy.
I
Jeff
don't know, 'cause he's got
Bezos.
a pretty good idea on like AI. Like he knows.
Yeah,
what
Elon's
could go
responsible.
wrong.
Nah, fuck Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos, man. Apparently, like Amazon employees and shit are treated fucking shocking.
Yeah, dude, Bezos is a
Yeah.
fucking asshole.
I watched a South Park episode on it the other day, and dude, the way they portray Jeff Bezos is fucking amazing.
You and your South Park.
What's that?
You and your South Park.
Oh man, I love it. It's so
I,
good.
s- I still haven't watched any of it.
You gotta.
I need to start. Like I don't know. Should I start from like the very, like
Yep.
start where it's from like updated?
Dude, it's
Oh.
about to be done. Like,
Oh,
holy
really?
shit, it's not far away. Like, listen to this. Okay, so the first flight, Tintin, was done on February 2018. That was a success. That was 2 Starlink satellites. It's called Starlink, by the way. The
Mm.
second launch was a success on the 24th of May 2019. The third launch, also a success, all the way up to the 4th large batch of satellites. So now they have a fuckload in there. They had 2 initially, 60, 60, 60, 60, and then there's 2 lots of 60 left.
Wait, 60 satellites.
60 satellites.
Each time,
That's
60,
fucking
60,
Jesus.
60,
many-
60. He's got 2 more left.
Wow, what the
What? Fucking hell.
By 5 weeks post-launch, 57 of the 60 satellites were healthy, while 3 had become non-operational.
That's
Wow.
huge.
That's
yeah,
fucked.
That's crazy.
So that's global
they-
broadband internet.
What are they doing at the moment? Do you reckon they'd like just test on the ones that they've got up there?
They're probably, yeah, well, they would have had to, oh my god, dude, that's a fucking crazy photo. They have the world, and literally only the North and South Pole aren't covered by its radius.
That's fucked as.
Everything
Jesus.
else is covered with it.
Poor Santa. Give us
No
fucking
Starlink for
everything. Elon doesn't need Christmas presents, I guess. He's just.
Yeah.
That's. Dude, Elon Musk wants to become Santa.
Yeah, he's the new Santa for us.
Yes. He's got real bad intentions.
Does Elon have to go like through like governments and shit to put this shit
No,
in the air?
not always. No. Sometimes.
Because it
But,
seems
like-
like he can just do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Well,
Because wasn't it like he was digging a hole once and he's like, someone
He's
asked
still
him,
doing
"Oh,
it."
so who'd you have to go through? He's like, I just.
Just started digging a hole. Well, like, think about how rich he's going to be when he completes these. So Starlink, which is global broadband internet, which will be better than any other internet, besides like a satellite that right above your head, which will be his, and the Boring Company, which will be like 200-mile-per-hour tunnels under major cities that get you from one end of it to the other one in like a minute.
And Neuralink.
Yeah, and Neuralink too, as
Reckon we
well
can
as
still
all the
invest
Tesla
in-
stuff.
Invest in this shit.
Nah, dude, Tesla stock's way too expensive now.
Yeah. Okay.
What about the boring
worth it.
company
Yeah,
stocks?
what about the other two?
Don't know, to be honest. Tesla stock is $650.57. It's up. It's plus $9 in the last day.
Last
Jeez.
day.
But that's not much for a $650 stock. It's only 1.5%.
In one day though, that's a fair bit.
I think buying
Yeah,
into
but
Tesla
take it.
now is great though, because it's only going to get bigger. The stocks are only going to go up more. It's
Yeah.
like
Well,
Sophie's grandma invested in fucking Telstra or something like 30, 40 years ago, or 30, well, something I don't know, but she's making fuckloads of it. Like,
Yeah.
she still has them because they're still going up.
Jesus.
But-
I
Yeah,
feel
well,
like that's the thing we
Telstra
should do, like,
completely shit the bed when the broadband got.
Or
fucked
maybe it
over.
was Woolies. It was just
Do you
some-
know what's the crazy one? Domino's. Oh, sorry, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut was massive. It was insane. It was like
Bullshit.
$4 or something like that, and a heap of people bought it, and then it went up to 44.
fucking hell.
Which, if you don't know stocks, that is a ridiculous
Pizza
jump.
Hut.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure it was one of the pizza chains. I'm pretty sure it was Pizza Hut.
Rip to the people who invested in Blockbuster.
Yeah, see ya.
But I feel
Videos
like
of the future.
that's like the things we need to like invest in
$1
now. Just like,
Tuesdays, $1 Tuesdays.
Man, I miss it. I used to work at a fucking video store, and it was great. It was the best job I've ever had.
did you work at Henner Street?
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
Dude, that was an elite
Yeah.
squad of people.
that
a
was
good score.
That was
Very
like
good.
you, Alex, Marley,
Billy was there
Nick.
as
well, yeah. Me,
Billy
Alex,
was there
my
as
brother, my
well.
sister, my cousin.
Paige was there.
Paige, yeah, Finn's girlfriend now. And yeah, just a few other good people. Like, it was fucking unreal.
Was
Yeah,
it better than
love
Red
that.
Rooster though, Ollie?
It was better than Red Rooster.
Oh, I don't like hearing that.
Oh, Finn. I went into Subway the other day. Okay, so myself and Finn used to work at Subway, and there is a thing that you have to do towards the end of the night where you put all of like the frozen breads in this thing so that they can like defrost and then sort of be ready to be put in the oven in the morning. And so the worst thing you could possibly do is either forget that or fuck it up and have to stay until like 10 o'clock still doing it. And the way to fuck it up is to tip the thing over. And I was getting my sub and I'm sitting there talking to Liza and I'm like, you would not believe I once saw someone tip that thing over. It's literally the worst thing you can do. And next I hear is a fucking crash and the chicken tipped it over.
No way. No way.
And the
What
chick
are
at the
chances
till.
of that?
Yeah, dude, the chick at the till was like looking at me and she's like, oh no. I was like, I used to work here. This sucks. I got my sub and left. I had a great night.
Hilarious.
It was a good sub too.
I've
She did
actually
really well.
knocked it over a couple times when I was working there.
Did you?
Yeah, more than once, which is.
Dude, all you do
probably
is
why
just
everyone
fucking
thought I was a piece
off
of
the
shit.
bread.
Just, yeah,
Get rid of that shit.
yeah.
Not as bad as like someone at Red Rooster. They like they dropped the last. It was like busy as like Friday night, and someone dropped
no.
the chicken. Oh, like the Red Rooster floor is
Whole
fucking
chicken.
rank,
A whole
dude.
chicken.
Like, yeah, a whole chicken. Like the floor there is like it's like the grouting isn't even grout. Like it's just chicken,
Just black.
Yeah, it's
It's
fucked, dude.
stuffing from the chicken.
And like the way you wash it down at night is you grab a hose and you pretty much wash the floor. Like
Just
you don't
spray
grab a mop and a bucket or anything. You grab a hose, like a high pressured hose, and you just spray the shit out of the floor while someone's sweeping the water.
And it's not like gurney high powered. It's just a high powered hose. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's just a hose.
If it was a gurney, maybe fair enough, but no, it's just high powered
and
hose.
like,
No power
everyone-
washing.
no, fuck no. Everyone's boots are just covered in grease and shit. And it's like 7:30 at night, so the floor's gone the whole day. Sometimes you didn't even wash it at night, so God knows what the fuck was on the floor. And someone's dropped like the last whole chicken on the. And like this customer had been waiting for like a good 30 minutes. And the manager came over and she's like, no, just stick it in the bag, stick it in the bag.
Yeah, that's.
So if I
Wait,
just
take it
still-
out, spit on it, stick it in the bag.
You could, like, if you spat on it, it'd make it cleaner. That's how fucking good it was. Oh,
Give it a
it's
spit showing.
like, oh, just chuck it in the bag, it'll be fine.
Dude, there was some classic times at those jobs. As much as I really did not rate them, like I once saw a drug dealer at the front of the Subway, and it was pretty funny because there were these two people. There was like they were probably between like 20s and 25. I want to say about 24, and the dude had like a beard. He was pretty well built, and they looked pretty stock standard, right? They looked like regular work class white people.
Mm.
And they go on tables. They go and sit down on the outside tables, and they sat on the one that's like the way our Subway works is there's like glass walls, and then there's a glass wall, a brick wall down the middle, and then a glass wall again. And so they sat on the table that's in front of the brick wall, so you couldn't really see them, or at least that's what they thought. But at like the Subway, you can like peer through the like self-serve drink machine. and you can see out of the store. So I'm just sitting there watching them, and I see this seedy as fuck dude, like literally like 5'1", walk around. He's got white slicked back hair, a beard down to his like waist, and he's carrying a brown paper bag.
Sus.
And he walks over and he sits in front of him, and he fist bumps the guy. And then I see like he puts his hand under the table and like handshakes the other guy under the table. And I'm ringing Anton at this point, who's the owner of it, and I'm like, I'm fairly certain there's a drug deal going on outside. I'm like, what do you want me to do? He's like,
Fucking snitch.
are they gonna leave? And I was like, they look like they're gonna leave. He's like, don't worry about it. I just got up and left.
Anton would have been like, don't be a fucking narc, you little bitch.
What are you even asking? You
We
know what
ain't
to
no
do.
narc.
Man, at the BP I used to work at, one of the workers told me a story. One of my mates as well. So he was telling me before I worked there. He was like, "Oh, these people came in today and they parked in like because we serve them like their fuel. I don't know if that's normal in other countries, but it's not really normal here. We went out and fueled the car up for them, and
It's like
So
you go
he-
up to their window and ask them what they want.
yeah. So he went and did that, and while he was doing that, someone walks over to the car, very, very obviously does a drug deal. Like, but these people are mishas, but they're regulars. Like, they pay and everything, but like, and they've just clearly done a drug deal in front of him, and he couldn't do anything about it because like they're fucking scary looking people. Like, you wouldn't want to confront them.
Yeah.
So it was sort of it happens. It happens.
It's been fucking crazy. I had we're in like a lunch rush, usually either between like 12 and 1 or 1 and 2, or it can go for that whole time. And this was like a 1 and 2 one after the 12 one had sort of settled down a little bit. And we've got essentially like probably 6 or 7 people in front of like the sandwich bar, and then about 8 or so in a line behind us. And there's a couple kids at the front who like I know, and I see one of them like sort of start to like lose his balance a little bit, grabs his sub, like hands him his card, and then just falls backward and faints.
What?
And I like he just slapped his head on the ground. I was like,
Oh no!
and then I like look up to the chick. I'm like, "So you want lettuce and like all this stuff?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah." And he just gets up, grabs his card, bolts out the door.
What the fuck?
What?
And I was like,
Weird
"Oh,
as fuck.
so sauces? It's a normal day."
Salt and
The
pepper,
salt and pepper.
cookies.
Yeah.
Would you like a
Always trying to
drink?
upsell them on those cookies. Oh, dude, it was fucked. Subway was a great time.
Oh yeah.
Actually had good times working at the out Subway.
Subway, yeah. There was always a good crew working at Subway.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
hired good
yeah,
people. It was just generally
Oh,
shit work.
absolutely.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Free
They
subs
did-
at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't free, but they were for us.
Yeah, exactly.
The other five
Weren't
minutes
meant to
just
be.
get out.
The amount of times my sister brought home subs for me for tea, because she was like vegetarian. She didn't really want them, so she's real healthy. She didn't even think fucking Subway was healthy, so she'd bring them home for me. It was good as.
Fucking slag.
Mm.
I used to love snagging the free sub. Like you'd walk up to the till and like pretend you're paying. Just cancel the order and walk out.
Then with Red Rooster, you didn't even pretend to pay.
No, fuck no.
With Red Rooster, you just grabbed what you wanted and just fucking ate it while you're working.
Like in front of the customers, and you're like, you're putting extra nuggets down. The manager's like, "What's that for?" "Oh, I'm hungry." She's like, "Oh, can you put some extra ones down for me, please?" "Yeah, no worries.
They're like, "Oh, I'm about to chuck these chips out. They've been in there too long." You just chuck them in a tray and put gravy on them, and it's fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Did you know what my favorite thing was when they would be like, because you'd start to see the teriyakis and the meatballs sort of get a bit empty, so you'd put a new one on, and then what you'd aim to do is sort of pull the old one out as there's still like sort of a thin layer of teriyaki on the bottom, and you take that out of the dishes, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'll do the dishes." And you just turn on the water and sit there and just fucking snack on the teriyaki.
That's
Just
badass.
mash down some teriyaki. Oh, that's the most delicious one there as well.
Yeah, teriyaki's so good on its own.
I wrote that.
But, like they used to have like second day breads. Like if you didn't sell all the breads, you'd put the breads in a tub, and then if you ran out of breads, you'd ask the people. You'd be like, "Look, we got second day ones. They're all right if they're toasted, but don't have them fresh." But we would just get those and just start making subs. Like we'd go into the fridge and just start putting shit on it, and then like slyly take it out, hide it from the cameras, put it in the toaster, and then take it back towards the toilet part, and just snack on it.
That's good.
Delicious.
Like the amount of times me and Nicola would just stand in like the bathroom bit and just be eating a sub whilst no one's in the store on the cameras. Like, it's the
Oh
most sus
yeah, fucking
thing.
oath. That's good
Uh,
as.
Shout out to the Subway crew. That shit was elite.
Oh, it was excellent.
I remember Red Rooster. I worked with one of my good mates, Darcy, and one of my other good mates, Boyle. Always came in when me and Darcy were on close, and we'd always just put down a fuckload of extra shit, and we'd just stock it up and get bags of it to Boyle, and then he'd just fucking like he'd just go home and eat it for tea and stuff, and we'd just bring home whatever we wanted, and like, oh, it was fucking good as.
Didn't you just chuck like just a whole slab of like bag one time?
A whole slab of what? Sorry.
A whole slab of like sliced cheese.
Yeah, we chucked in the
What was
leftover
that?
cheese because that was like all. We just gave him like all the leftover shit. That was good as like all the stuff that will get thrown out.
Dude, whenever Cullen was working at KFC, I would literally ask him at school. I'd be like, "Are you working tonight?" I'd be like, "Yeah, come through." And we
Oh.
go through and go up, and I'll be like, "Can I have a go bucket, please? Like
Yes.
popcorn chicken go bucket?" And he'd give me 3 boxes of things, and they'd be like, "Oh, and your go bucket."
Yeah.
Man,
Go out,
I
and
loved
I've got
going.
like 5 zinger meals and shit like that.
I loved going when Cullen was working. He would
Oh,
he would
dude,
always
yeah,
stock
real.
you up something fierce.
I'm surprised
same thing.
he's had the job for so long because he fucking.
And he
stacked
left.
Yeah.
He didn't get fired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
he
get fired.
literally left. He gave away so much shit. It was like Hosey would take the leftover KFC and bring it the next
the
day in a
store, yeah.
huge tub, and all of us just sit around eating it at lunch.
Everyone just raided his fucking
Hosey would be like,
bags
"I've
and
got
shit.
KFC." He'll run to his locker.
That was the best.
We should have. One of us should have gotten salmonella.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
If we didn't, to be honest. Dude, those old jobs were like elite though. They sort of half make you, really.
Yeah, man. Like
They make your personality. a
I
lot.
had the worst work
Absolutely.
ethic at Red Rooster, to be fair. Like I went to a mate's house for a sleepover in a 2K tournament instead of working one night. And that was when the big bosses came down. And I didn't realize. I get to work the next day, and he's like, "Where were you last night?" And just fucking gave me an absolute grilling. I was like, because I didn't even message him to let him know I wasn't coming in. Like I had the
Just
worst
oh,
work
God.
ethic back then. Fuck, I would have
How-
hated. If I was a manager, I would have hated me.
How fucked was the owner's son that kept coming down? He was shocking.
Yeah, no, that was who it was.
Oh yeah, he was
Fucking
shit
Scott.
ass. Scott, and he's always wearing like his modern t-shirt.
Yeah, he's always flirting with the
thing is-
girls and making you do everything.
Yeah, he was fucked.
What a
Dude, see,
sleaze.
I was like really good for the first probably 4 months of Subway, and then like I realized shit just does not matter. Besides a paycheck, like this does not matter whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then, well, I
There's
started
no
eating a
point in
lot of
putting that
teriyaki.
much effort.
Yeah,
Putting that
exactly.
dad bod, growing the
Yeah,
dad
dude.
bod.
Yeah, fucking oath. I've been cultivating this shit for years.
Well, that's about an hour and a half, boys. We've been
Quality.
recording for. So
I still want to go have dinner.
we might wrap it up.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for
it's been
listening
a-
to the completely branded and not changing again Goldilocks and the Four Cocks.
It's good to be back.
Feels good.
Yeah, very good. to
Feels
go.
good to be officially branded and yeah.
And they will be 100% weekly from now on. No misses except for some form of strange ISIS-related event.
Mentality.
You'd have to move. You'd have to fucking earthquake all of Warrnambool to get us to not do a pod.
Yeah, and Melbourne, because I'll be up there.
Oh yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. Bye.
Cheers.